Good morning, it's Woohoo Wednesday and I am 3 minutes late according to my computer. Apologies folks, couldn't find my glasses. It seems to be a habit that I am doing these days. I keep moving around from so many different rooms to rooms and forgetting where I put them. Hey ho, if you're doing the same, let me know. Let me know it's not just me who's the slightly bonkers. Okay, so if you are joining me live, please do put your name in the comments because otherwise I can see your comments, but unless you put your name, I don't know who it is, who is commenting. What I wanted to just share with you today was about my digestive detox that I'm going to be running. Some of you are signed up to my newsletter and some of you are not. So if you are signed up to the newsletter, you will have read about it. But if you're not, obviously you may not have heard of it. So what I have decided to do, and I haven't done this for a long time because I kind of got a little bit disillusioned with doing group programs for the simple reason that people who would sign up to them would kind of stick around for a little bit and not see things through. And I used to kind of feel quite upset on a personal level because I knew that if they didn't do the whole thing, they would not get the results that they wanted to get. And it wasn't personal at all. I know life happens and stuff, but it kind of put me off doing group programs because the whole point of a group program is that you are getting the expertise that I share with my one-to-one clients, but in a format that is more affordable and that gives you that community and that sense that you're not doing things on your own. And that's why it's important that people come onto it, because they definitely want to stick with it and are committed to doing it, and a group of like-minded people. So I wanted to share with you about what I'm going to be doing. So most of you who know me will have perhaps heard me share about my thoughts on short-term detoxes. And again, if you read the newsletter, you'll understand that doing a short-term juicing detox, if your detoxification pathways and elimination pathways are not working really well, can potentially set you up for more problems after you've completed it than you think you're trying to help. So this is a proper, scientifically done, effective digestive detox that will allow you to eliminate cravings and, crucially, release excess weight. Because you've heard me say this for sure a number of times, a healthy body does not need to hang on to weight, but an unhealthy body will, usually because there's inflammation going on in there, or there is something that is not working quite as it should do. And so what this digestive detox is going to aim to do is help you to allow all of the inflammation to calm down, if that is what is going on for you, but it will also open up those elimination and detox pathways. You all know that we live in a world where we are surrounded by toxins and chemicals, not by our own choice, but they're in our bedding, they're in our sofas, they're in our curtains. We're surrounded by, if you go outside, there is the chemicals out there that are sprayed on fields and crops, and weed killers on pavements that councils use, and all that kind of good stuff, as well as the obvious things like car smoke that's in the air. We know that thanks to lockdown and not as many people driving around, that has dropped amazingly, but obviously it's going to pick up again. And so what this digestive detox is going to do is going to look at all of those issues. We're going to look at how your lymphatic system functions and why getting that working really, really well is important. We will also look at what you were eating, how you were moving, but crucially as well, and what people don't necessarily always include in a detox type plan, is looking at your stress and how you're thinking, because that plays a massive role in detoxing as well. And that includes things like, who are you surrounding yourself with and what workload are you putting upon yourself to do? So we will be covering all of those things. Now, the actual detox itself will be focused on you getting rid of the foods that will cause inflammation and adding in the foods that will help you to open up those detoxification and elimination pathways in a way that is not you living on juices and is not you starving yourself. So And we'll explain to you the foods that you want to be eating more of and the foods that you definitely do not want to be including for that 28 days. And the reason why it's a 5-week and not a 4-week is very simply that I want the first week for you to get your head in gear and to be prepared. Right? So the first week is for preparation, for you starting to make some small changes in that first week so that when you go all in for the 28 days of you doing the actual program, it's not such a shock to you or to your body's systems. So for example, if you're a big caffeine drinker, then you will use that first week to drop the amount of caffeine that you are taking in. The same if you're a big processed food or bread eater, you will start to reduce the amounts of those foods over that first week so that by the time we get to the actual detox, it's not such a big shock to you. So if you are interested, and I mean genuinely interested in eliminating cravings, in getting your whole digestive system working better, in releasing some weight that your body is holding on to for protection because it's protecting it from the toxicants and the chemicals, and I explain what I mean by that in the program. If you're interested in doing that, it will start on April the 19th. Now I'm looking for 10 people to participate in this group. If there's only a couple of people who want to do it, then I will offer the program to them as a one-to-one clients, but obviously it won't be at the same rate as a group program. So for the benefit of everybody, the more of you who decide you want to do it, the better. I will be having conversations with people who show interest. So I'm going to put a link above this. Right? And that is for you to show your interest. And all it's going to ask you to do is to book on, is to literally give me your details. And I will invite you to attend a webinar that will explain in much more detail how the actual program will work, what the structure is, exactly what we'll cover, and who it is aimed for. So who's going to benefit from it. Now, if you can't show up to that webinar, then you're probably not likely to show up and participate in the program. There are 2 different dates for the webinar. There's a Wednesday evening and there's a Saturday afternoon. So if you absolutely can't do either of those, then you will need to get in touch with me and say, I'm really sorry, but I can't do either of those. And what I can do is potentially be able to send you the replay of it. I need to check that I know how to do that. But you have to be serious, folks. I'm not entertaining, and I may sound a really bit harsh, but if you're a person who jumps on everything that I do or everything that I've offered in the past, and you kind of stick with it for a couple of weeks and then you disappear, it's really not for you. It is absolutely for people who want to get results and who are committed to sticking with it. The idea of me starting it on the 19th of April is that so by the beginning of June, when hopefully we're getting back to the idea of planning and actually meeting in small groups and stuff, you feel so much better in yourself from a confidence point of view. If you have put on excess weight, and so many of us have, hands up, me included, have put on excess weight through this whole lockdown thing, now is a really good time, to start working on this stuff. But you're not going on a crash diet, and you're not going to do it crazily. You're going to do it in a way that is going to help you. But crucially, and this is another reason why I'm offering it, it's going to help to improve your immune function, because as you know, 70% of your immune function is actually in your digestive tract. That's why it is so important that your gallbladder, your liver, your pancreas, your colon, your small intestine, all of those things are working well, including your stomach and the acid that it's producing. So all of this stuff we cover. So this is really for those of you who are serious about feeling that you are taking really positive steps, but not crazy, hard, faddy, crash dieting type steps to improve your digestive system and therefore your hormonal balance and so forth. So if you jump on the link and look at the dates of the webinar, And the webinar will go through, as I say, exactly who it's aimed for. But very, very quickly, very, very briefly, anybody who has got any autoimmune issues will benefit from it. So if you've got rheumatoid arthritis, if you've got type 1 or type 2 diabetes, if you have got, like I have, Hashimoto's or any kind of thyroid or adrenal issues, if you are suffering with menopausal or premenopausal symptoms, if you are struggling to drop pounds and you've been following a Weight Watchers or Slimming World type of program and you're not getting the success that you were hoping for, or you have but it's plateaued, if you have any kind of aches and pains and unexplained migraines and all that kind of good stuff, you will all benefit from doing it. So if you think you are interested in the plan, it will be £300, folks. So I'm completely transparent with how much it's going to be. It'll be £300 for the group program. If we get 10 people participating, it will go ahead. Yeah. I want there to be that kind of number because I want you to have an accountability person, and having kind of 5 couples who are working with each other and supporting each other is a really nice number. It's also a great number for me to work with. I don't want any more than that, but I don't just want to be working with 1 or 2 because then it becomes a one-to-one program and I end up putting in a lot more effort just because it's me, just because I end up doing that, which ends up being more stressful for me. So I'm looking for 8 to 10. I would prefer 10 people. So if you are interested, I will put the link in the comments of this video. So look down through the comments if you're interested, and then you can choose the date of the webinar, and I hope to see some of you on that webinar. If you have any questions about it, please do jump on the webinar because I promise you I will answer a lot of the questions that I always get asked about these kinds of group programs. So I'm sure I will cover it in those webinars. So whatever you get up to for the rest of the day, and here's fingers crossed to it being another sunshiny one, please do let me know. And finally, I'm just going to say on Friday, it is Good Friday, so I will not be doing Coffee Time Live. People are taking a break, and I hope you are as well. So no Coffee Time Live this Friday, but it will resume the week after, where I have an awesome guest for you. So on that note, I wish you a woohoo Wednesday. Have a lovely, lovely day.